Troy, I know there have been some rumblings out there about what might happen with this Canton mill, but this announcement, how has it caught you?
Completely by surprise. We were notified, union leadership was notified yesterday after 5 p.m. We were told that the plant was going to be shut down, the Canton mill was going to be shut down, and that the Waynesville facility was going to have a reduction in their workforce as well.
Is there any chance of saving this plant at this point?
At this point, I have no information that would make me think that they're going to change their mind on shutting it down.
Is there the possibility of a sale? Because you had some pointed questions about what might happen with this facility.
Right. I asked company leadership if they had an intention of tearing the mill down, and that answer was that was not part of their plan. The idea of it being for sale, I don't have any information that tells me that they're even putting it on the market to be bought. The company would have to answer that.
The language used is it expects to close the facility.
Right.
You were in some negotiations with the company to begin with.
Right.
Do you think that has at all played a factor in this?
It will have a factor if we are able to come back and discuss if the plant does stay open. I mean, this is you can't ignore where they're at with this. So to what degree, it's hard to say. What we put forward on the table for the company to consider in the good faith negotiations was reasonable based on the economy. It was not anything, excessive to say the least. But we didn't get a chance to get back to the table to finalize those terms. But if we do have a situation where we're able to get back to the table, I would hope that we would come back in that good faith.
Why were you not able to finalize things?
The terms that the membership of this local vote on the terms and conditions of their employment. The Canton mill at that time voted down the contract on 2 different occasions because the company was not able to meet the need that the membership felt was reasonable.
There were negotiations scheduled for January. What happened with those?
The company canceled those negotiations. We have been actively working to get them back to the table, patiently working to get them back to the table.
Is there still kind of a rush to complete the contract? If there would maybe be a sale of this facility, since they've indicated they won't tear it down,
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to have a contract in place that might help employees going forward?
We actually have successorship language already negotiated in our master agreement, which covers the facility and the Waynesville facility and the Olmsted Falls and Athens converting facilities. So that language is in place to where if the company decided to sell the plant, the labor agreement that we have would be part of that sale. So that the terms and conditions of our employment are governed in that labor agreement. Things even as far as layoffs go, and then recalls, severance packages, and retirement benefits. That's all in there. So it's going to be a question of picking the date that they have, and we can work from there as far as a closing date. I hope that answers your question. If you want to ask that again, I can.
Yeah, they just indicated a closure in the second quarter around that June timeframe. Mm-hmm. Is that kind of what the information you were given last night indicated, or what have they said about closure, helping employees maybe get workforce reassessment, or?
Well, part of the date is relevant because of the vacation accrual. There's a certain number of hours before you are entitled to receive your vacation, and that end of June date is in that ballpark. So we're going to want to ask for them to pick a date that we can work off of. The idea, I'm counting on the company, and we're gonna try to have some type of an arrangement to help folks that are retiring to be able to make their plans. A lot of this is completely unexpected, so you can imagine how many folks have they've worked here their whole lives. They want to retire with the benefits that they've earned. So we're working on putting that together.
Is that kind of the steps forward going past this announcement today?
Yeah, for us, we need to accept the the circumstances and work to benefit our members and negotiate in good faith on their behalf with the company.
So that is kind of your role moving forward then?
Yeah, absolutely. It's to make sure that the company lives up to their commitments in the contracts and the terms, and to work to get the best severance packages we can for the members.
Have they given you any indications on what will we be? Have they given you any indications on what might be done with outplacement services or severance packages?
They've mentioned it. They've not given any details. Now, the severance package itself is governed in the terms of the agreement, but there are timings that are involved in this as far as the exit strategies, and we need to get that locked down.
This plant has been a part of this community for a long time. How many people are impacted by this? And it's not just workers here.
It is an unthinkable event that the paper mill shuts down in Haywood County. It's going to be devastating. I mean, this is your church tithes. This is your school contributions. This is what keeps our businesses. It's a huge part of our tax base. I'm not sure how the ripple effect of this is going to be enormous. I mean, it's been the mainstay of this for over 100 years. So I can't even. I mean, the ripple effect of this is going to be huge.
There have been generations of families that work at this facility.
Yeah, fourth generation. That's not uncommon. So this is. Really, it's a terrible day for the town, and it's a terrible day for the county. I would hope that if there's a buyer that would be interested in the mill, that the company would at least have it available for purchase. I'm hoping that'll happen.
Did you ask that question at all yesterday in talking with management?
I asked if they intended to tear the mill down, and they said that was not their plan. So that was confirmed. So, common sense would say, look, if I'm not going to use it, I'm not going to tear it down, I need to put it up and sell it. But I don't know if that's their intention. They haven't confirmed that. No.
They've given no indication.
No indication that they're even going to put it on the market to sell.
How many workers at the Canton plant versus the Waynesville facility?
Wow, that's a good question. I can give you those exact numbers, but I'm going to say it's about 150 to 8, or to maybe 7. Well, let me say that again. I have to get you those numbers. It's 1,100 total. I'd say 200 approximately in Waynesville, but if we can edit that, I can get you those numbers.
Is there anything I'm leaving out that you want the community to know?
This local has been here since 1967 and negotiated in good faith the terms and conditions of the employment of the folks in this. That's why this community has thrived, and we're going to stay with the members. And we're going to represent them to the very end on their behalf. I think that's the one message I'd want to let the community know, is that we're going to continue to do everything in our power to represent the membership and to the utmost. They deserve it. They deserve it.
It seems like, I guess you were hearing some rumblings, but it seemed like the company was doing well.
Yeah.
So
anything that I've seen or financials indicate that the company is thriving. That there's nothing, at least that I've seen, that would make me believe that they have that they're not doing anything but doing well. So it is a shock. It's a shock to have something like this happen.
So do negotiations on a potential contract, do those stop at this point?
At this point, it's a matter of as far as the terms and conditions that are in place, that we abide by them. That's the key.
Okay. Anything I'm leaving out?
No, I think you've asked the right questions. I mean, that's really about all there is.
Yeah.
I mean, they ambushed us with a notification. We didn't have a chance to get prepared. There's been phones exploding today, and everybody's in shock. That's what it is. We're all in shock. So it's a matter of getting our bearings and moving forward. How does this community move? How do the members move? It affects in my cove where I live. There's 8 houses, and 5 of the 8 work in this mill. I mean, I can't imagine. That's a very difficult thing. It will have a huge ripple effect.
Yeah.
So